All right, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for taking 30 minutes out of your day to join one of our bi-weekly webinars. My name is Hunter Peterson, and I'm an account executive for DecisionPoint. It's good to see a mixture of audience with some of our current customers and partners combined with some new names, so that's really exciting. In today's webinar, we're going to discuss common problems associated with content and mobile workers, as well as DecisionPoint's very own software solution for these problems. Before I go ahead and jump in and get started, if you guys have any questions at all during the presentation, please leave them in the comment box up in the top right-hand corner, and I'll be sure to get to them at the end. To kick it off in this first slide, I just want to highlight some of the common problem areas that we see when it comes to mobile workers and their corporate content. First one being that there's no central place where content is stored. That content is constantly changing. Mobile workers don't always have access to that content out in the field. And even if they do have access to that content, it may not always be the most up-to-date content. The historical ways, such as laptops, 3-ring binders, or big stacks of collateral, they require a lot more space and weight than the latest tablet technologies. And these historical methods can also negatively affect the company image. Employees also have a hard time finding relevant information. And last but not least, companies are spending lots of time and money on printing and shipping costs. So what would be a good solution for all the mobile worker content problems we just listed? Well, there's a bunch of methods for deploying mobile content to mobile workers, but the quickest and easiest way is through a mobile content delivery application. With mobile content delivery applications, you can simplify the management and delivery of mobile content and organize that content so it's easy for your mobile workers to locate, access, and utilize. Not to mention there can be huge ROI on printing and shipping and labor costs, which I'll get into an example here in a little bit. DecisionPoint's version of a mobile content delivery application is an application that we call Content Central. Content Central is a cross-platform tablet and smartphone application that can deliver information to mobile workers electronically. The app's completely customizable to each individual customer so that each customer can determine the look and feel of their application and lay it out however they want to. The collateral is maintained in a single repository via a web portal so that admins can easily access and make updates and changes to push out that new information to their mobile workers. Users can sync to pull down the latest information so they're guaranteed to always have that most up-to-date content. The content is stored locally on the device, so if mobile workers are, like we mentioned earlier, mobile workers might not always have, access to that content, but with the ability to store that information locally on the device gives them access to that anytime, anywhere. Instead of being limited to file types by carrying around 3-ring binders or just stacks of paper or laptops, Content Central supports a variety of file types and formats of things such as PDFs, PowerPoints, videos, spreadsheets, 3D images, link pages, and more. The application has easy to navigate levels of hierarchy to make it as user-friendly as possible. Content Central can work in conjunction with other applications you may have running on your device. Content Central has a few other key features that I like to point out. First one being the search feature. Users can type in a keyword in the search box in order to find the file that they're looking for quickly. With the email feature, users can email out requested information to customers, including notes and comments along with their attachment. Last, the sync feature, it notifies the users when new information has been added to the web portal so they can sync and be sure to retrieve that latest information. So along with our off-the-shelf solution, we do have additional features available to add onto the product. First one being security. So for security, we deploy the application through an MDM solution. So we have our EMM solution that we can deploy the application through, or if a customer has an existing MDM solution, we can deploy it that way as well. But the benefit of this is that, if your device is lost or stolen, the application can be wiped to protect your information. We also have an analytics module that allows administrators or managers to see detailed analytics around who's using the applications and what sections and documents are being looked at. they can run those reports weekly to check on that. We also have a custom forms module that allows administrators to automate forms that require data entry. So this would allow the mobile users to capture the required data and send it back via email. Along with those modules, we also have integration. We can integrate to send and receive information from the customer's specified database. So whether it's a CRM system, CMS system, or whatever current system they're using, we can write that integration piece to create that integration. On these next 3 to 4 slides, I've highlighted ways that Content Central can be used in different verticals. And this first vertical I want to talk about is retail. So, this could be used for store managers or sales associates that would, want to pull up back office information such as planograms or, product information in front of customers. Or sales associates could even do an online order straight from the application to, generate sales. Next vertical is field service. Depending on the mobile worker and their job assignments, they can pull up forms to be filled out, job instructions, spec sheets, installation videos, or manuals, or repair information, whatever information they would, typically not have access to out in the field. They can, upload that information and have access to it right on their Content Central application. Then we have the healthcare vertical. So we see many use cases in this industry for hospitals, nursing homes, home health organizations. This application can be used to show policies and procedures, training documents, videos, patient information. Even in the medical sales reps, they could use this to show off their products and pricings when they're visiting doctors. We've also seen Content Central used in the education space as well for recruiting students and athletes. Recruiters can show facility videos and academic information straight from the application. Another vertical is hospitality. So we've seen Content Central used in 2 ways in the hospitality industry. It could be used externally as kiosks in maybe lobbies or hotel rooms for guests to walk up and check out the amenities, menus, local attractions, and just more guest amenities information. It could also be used internally for training employees, scheduling, and typical policies and procedures. So last one, this isn't really a vertical, but we definitely see any type of sales organizations, any organization that has an outside sales team, that Content Central would be a great use for them to show off product and pricing information to their prospects and customers. So these next couple of slides are customer examples in different verticals. The first one up is the Trump organization in the hospitality industry. Trump uses the application to show the different aspects of their business to investors, whether it's hotels, golf courses, real estates, whatever the case may be. They have this application to pull up their presentations and give it anytime, anywhere. Next, we have a manufacturing company that has deployed Content Central to their reps and dealers all over the world to sell their products. They've actually replaced a 3,000-page catalog that would have all their products and services on it. And so you can only imagine the ROI that they're saving, on printing and shipping costs to be able to replace that. So our next customer is an example of a customer who's taken advantage of our additional features. So not only do they use the application to go out and show their products and services, but they've also taken it one step further and have had us create a quote tool form for them so they can shorten their sales cycle and generate quotes while they're in front of their prospects. Last example I want to show you guys is in the education recruiting space. So the Oklahoma State football team actually uses this application to go out to recruit homes, and they have about 10 to 12 coaches that are on the road 5 months a year visiting their homes, and now they have the ability to show off their facility and game day videos from an iPad. So now I just want to jump out of our presentation and just show you guys a quick live demo of the application. So what you guys are looking at right here is just our general business demo that just shows the different verticals that Content Central can play in. But for our example today, let's just assume we're talking about a field service company. And let's say we have a technician out in the field that wants to, show his products and services to, a customer or do an installation video. We could assume that all of these buttons are related to that company. So let's just say it's, refrigerators, washers, dryers. That could be their main level categories. And then once we dive into those main level categories, it's then going to bring up subcategories. That could be, let's just say it's their different product lines or their different models underneath those, that main category. And then underneath that, we could bring up all of the documentation, whether it's a installation video if they want to install a new video, or if it's a training manual or a spec sheet, whatever information that they need to pull up on the spot, they can have that stored into the application. Also, I just want to highlight some of the features we discussed. So we have our search feature. We could just type in a keyword, and then the application is going to bring up whatever information we type in, and it's going to pull it up instantly. We also have the email feature. This allows the user to email out information. So if it's a sales rep and talking about a product or service, they can send over pricing and that product information, where they can just leave it right there with the customer. All they have to do is check mark whatever information they want to send over, add an additional message, and then just click send, and it's going to send it off. And then last, we have the sync feature. And like we talked about earlier, anytime any changes or updates are made, the administrators can go in on the web portal and add in that new video or that new pricing sheet. And then all they have to do is click the sync button, and it's going to let them know if there's information available, and they'll just push sync and update the latest information. So it looks like I'm going to move on to the questions section, and it looks like we've had a couple of questions come in. First one being, how much does this application cost? So for the core product, the price is based on an annual subscription. It is dependent on the number of users. So it really just depends on how many users there are. And it starts at about $8,400 for up to 50 users, and then just kind of goes up from there. And then additionally, a customer can add the analytics, forms, or custom development that we talked about as well. That's priced separately. Next question. How do you deploy this application, and how long does it take? We deploy the application through an MDM solution, like I mentioned earlier. So if the customer already has one, we can deploy it that way. But if they don't, they can purchase DecisionPoint's EMM solution. And it typically takes about 2 to 4 weeks to develop and deploy the application. It really all just depends on the customer and how long it takes for them to decide how they want their application to lay out and really gather their content. And then it looks like we've had one more question just come in. How does this application work with SharePoint? We can definitely integrate with SharePoint if you want to use that as your content repository. We just have to figure out what information you want to send and receive, and we can definitely do that integration. So it looks like that's all of the questions. Just to kind of summarize, what we've talked about today. If you or your customers are looking to boost your employee productivity, reduce costs, and improve your business processes, Content Central is definitely the solution for you. So feel free to reach out to anyone on our sales team if you are interested in hearing more or a personalized demo. We'd definitely be looking forward to that. So thank you guys all for joining. We really appreciate your time. Everyone have a good day.